Good morning, students. Today we will start our fourth chapter, metals and non-metals. Fine. Now, before defining these two terms, we should know that what are the physical properties of metal and non-metals. Then we will be able to define these two if we come to know about these physical properties. Fine. These metals and non-metals are found in the crust of the earth. We know there are three layers of the earth: crust, mantle and core. Crust is the layer where we live. So, metals and non-metals are found on the earth crust. Fine. So, let's start with the physical properties of metals first. First one is the physical state of metal, that whether the metals are solid or liquid or gases. Fine. Usually all the metals are solid at room temperature, and room temperature is taken as 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. Means at this temperature all the metals are solid, but only one metal, that is mercury. Mercury is liquid at room temperature. Fine. Second one is the color. All the metals are silvery grey in color, but exceptions are always there. Copper is a metal and it is having reddish brown color, and gold is having golden or yellow color. Fine. Or you can say golden yellow color. Third is the luster. Luster means the shiny property of metal is known as the luster. Means metals are shiny. Fine. Next one is the hardness. Means most metals are hard, but sodium and potassium, these two metals are soft. Even they are so soft that we can cut them with the help of knife. Okay. Third one is the tensile strength. Strength means the metals are very strong and they can bear a lot of stress. For example, railway tracks, they are made up of iron. Iron is a metal. और उस रेलवे ट्रैक पर क्या चलेगा? ओबियसली ट्रेन्स, और उस ट्रेन का स्ट्रेस बहुत ईजिली आयरन बियर कर पाएगा. ओके, सो मेटल्स आर स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड दे कैन बियर अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस. फाइन. नेक्स्ट इज द malleability. Malleability means metals can be hammered into very thin sheets. मतलब जब हम metals को हैमरिंग करते हैं किसी हथौड़े से, जब उसे पीटते हैं तो मेटल किस में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है? शीट्स में. मतलब मेटल्स को यूज़ किया जा सकता है शीट्स बनाने के लिए जब हम उसे हैम्बर करते हैं. आप एग्जाम्पल ले सकते हो, बहुत ही सिंपल एग्जाम्पल. जो बर्फ़ी आप खाते हो उस पर सिल्वर की कवरिंग होती है. व्हाट इज़ दिस? सिल्वर कवरिंग इज़ व्हाट? एक्चुअली सिल्वर इज़ मेटल. Fine. In the same way, aluminium foil, which is used for packing the food. Fine. So this is the property malleability, that metals can be hammered into the thin sheet. Example, gold and silver. Fine. They are most malleable metals. Next is ductility. Malleability means metals into thin sheets, and ductility means metals can be used for making thin wires. Like gold, silver and platinum, they are most ductile metals in the nature. Fine. Or you can say that metals can be drawn into thin wires like copper wire, chromium wire, gold wire, silver wire, platinum wires. But among all the metals, these three are most ductile metals. Fine. Next point is the conductivity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. There are two terms like conductors and the insulators. Okay. Conductors means what happens when they allow the heat and electricity to pass through. Then this is known as what? Conductor. Insulators are those which do not allow heat or electricity to pass through them. Fine. So metals are the good conductors of heat as well as electricity, means they allow the heat and electricity to pass through them. And the best conductor of electricity is the silver, and after silver copper is the, you can say, the second best conductor of the electricity. Second one, after silver the copper is second one, which is the good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. Next property is the density. Metals have high density, but obviously there will be an exception like sodium and potassium. Both of these are having very low densities. Now what is density? Density means mass divided by the volume. Mass is the amount of the matter and volume is the capacity. Suppose this is a container and this is the anything or any substance which is present over here. So what is the capacity of this container? How much it can hold, or this substance, means what is the capacity of this container? ये कितना substance hold करके रख सकती है अपने अंदर, that is the volume. Now some people believe that mass and weight both are same, but actually it is not. Fine. Mass of your body remains constant, always remains constant, whether you are on the earth or in the universe. But weight is what? A force. It depends upon gravity. Your weight on the earth will be more in comparison to when you are on the moon. Fine. So mass always remains constant, but weight vary. Okay. So high density metals are having high density except sodium and potassium. The last property is the sonority. Sonority means metals produce sound when hit by a hammer. Fine. So metals will produce a ringing sound when hit by a hammer. That is why metals are used for making bells and wires for musical instruments. Fine. Now let's revise our topic. The properties of metals are physical state, means all the metals are solid at room temperature except mercury, which is liquid. Color, all the metals are silvery grey in color except copper and golden. Metals are shiny in nature, they are having lustrous property. Then most of the metals are hard, but sodium and potassium are very soft. Even we can cut these metals with the help of knife. Then metals are very strong and they can bear a lot of stress. Fine. Next is the malleability, means metals can be hammered into very thin sheet. Fine. For example, aluminium foil is used as a packaging material. Next is the ductility, means metals can be drawn into thin wires, and these three are most ductile. Now conductivity, metals are the good conductors of heat and electricity, and silver is the best conductor of electricity. Next to silver is the copper. Okay. Next is the metals are having high density except sodium and potassium. And the last point is that metals produce a ringing sound when hit by a hammer. Fine. So now we know that what are the physical properties of the metal. So now we can define the metals with the help of these physical properties. Okay. Metals are those substances which are malleable, ductile, lustrous and good conductors of heat as well as electricity. Fine. And most abundant metal on this earth is aluminium. Fine.